and death is marching straight at me like soldiers on parade, the army of death.
What makes a good acting performance? Well, a great acting performance is pretty subjective, actually. It depends on what you feel when you're watching it, but it also depends on the film and the character that's being portrayed. Everything doesn't work for all performances, so there's not really an overarching thing that an actor can do to put on a great performance. For instance, Heath Ledger's style of performing in The Dark Knight wouldn't work in a film like Brokeback Mountain. Same actor, different acting style. However, there are things that actors do across the board, albeit different for every performance, that if done well, will result in a great performance. Those things are nailing the characterization of the performance, naming the true character of the performance, nailing how they deliver emotion and how they react to emotion. Now, I'm going to use Denzel Washington as a case study in the film Fences. Let's start with the characterization. Now, what is characterization? Characterization is the mask that a character wears. It's how we as human beings present ourselves to other people. Now, there's a separation between characterization and true character, which we'll get to in a second. But the characterization is how you act around everyone else. Now, this scene is a great example of the characterization that Denzel puts on. He's fast talking, he takes up a lot of space, he draws attention, yet he's still firm and steady with the way he's moving, speaking, and performing. Check this out.
Like I touch you now, I got cold as ice, Death standing there grinning at me.
Troy, why don't you hush that talk?
I said, what you want, Mr. Death? You be wanting me? You done sent your army to be getting me? I looked him dead in the eye. I wasn't fearing nothing. I was ready to tangle just like I'm ready to tangle now.
Now, another great example of it comes a little bit later in the film when his son asks,
"How come you ain't never liked me?"
Like you?
Now, in that moment, he does this.
Straighten up, goddammit.
You see, him telling his son to straighten up is a projection of his characterization onto his son. This is how he presents himself as a man. You stand up straight, you're hardened, you're cold, leaving the emotional aspect outside of the character. That's what he presents to us. That's what we see when we initially meet this character. But as the film goes on and we start to get more information about him, you have moments like this.
When he turned to face me, I knew why the devil never come and get him, because he was the devil himself. I don't know what happened. I woke up laying there by the creek and Blue, this old dog we had. He was licking my face. Both my eyes was swole shut. I thought I was blind. I couldn't see nothing. I just laid there and cried.
This is not the same as what we saw before. This doesn't have any of that confidence or any of that hardness or any of those manly masculine attributes that Denzel was showing us. This is a little bit softer, a little more tender. There's still the front there of the characterization, but now we're getting into the true character. This is a man whose father did terrible things. A man who didn't accomplish everything that he wanted to in life. He's an insecure man and a man who's hidden away his emotions so that he doesn't have to deal with it. So in moments like this, we see some of those emotions leak out. Now, the balance that comes between is combining that true character with the characterization that you show everybody else. Just like in real life, there are times where who we are inside comes out to the forefront. Sometimes the emotions and the thoughts and feelings that we have can't help but to ooze their way out because that's who we really are behind closed doors. A great performer knows when to inject this into their performance. We rarely meet a character and know who they are from the beginning. If we do, they're normally poorly written. You see, nobody presents who they are upon first meeting them. And most of the time, the characterization and the true character are contradictory to each other. So having that battle, that conflict, those contradictory portrayals as an actor results in great performances. And an actor needs to understand both in order to master a character. Now, when we go past that, you have to be able to portray emotion as an actor. Emotion comes in many different packages. Happy, sad, angry. All of these things can happen from one character and they can happen at different times. The way those things are manifested should be in line with who the character is. Now, check out this moment when he tells his wife that he's having a baby with another woman.
I could expect it this 10, 15 years ago. Why not now?
Age ain't got nothing to do with it, bro.
You can still see that wall of the characterization there, but the emotion is still conflicting with it. He's swallowed this tough pill and is embarrassed to tell her, but has to do it anyway. And then you have little subtle moments like this.
Lay up somewhere and forget about my responsibilities. Then I wanted someone to make me laugh so I could feel good.
That reveals so much more emotion. But look at his posture. Look at how he's standing and communicating. It's still that straight-backed, hardened characterization that we saw from before. You see, the character doesn't know what to do with these emotions, but he has to get them out, all the while holding together that mask that he puts on every single day. You can see it in moments like this.
I held you tighter. You was my husband. I owed you everything I had, every part of me I could find to give you.
I just want to pause for a moment and give a shout out to Viola Davis, because this performance by her is amazing. Okay, back to Denzel. Now, let's put a pin in the scene for a second. Moving on a bit further, look how he reacts when he finds out the mother of his child has died in labor. That's emotion coming out uncontrollably, but he always gets a grip back on it. Now check out this moment after his wife leaves and how he reacts behind closed doors.
Build me a fence around what belongs to me, and then I want you to stay on the other side. You stay over there till you're ready for me, then you come on. Bring your army, bring your sickle, bring your wrestling clothes. I ain't gonna fall down on my vigilance this time. You ain't gonna sneak up on me no more. When you ready for me, when the top of your list say Troy Maxson, then you come on up and knock on the front door. Ain't nobody else got nothing to do with this. This between you and me.
This goes back to a story that he told earlier about how he got in a wrestling match with death and won. This is how he's expressing emotion, and it's totally in line with who his character is. Now, the final thing is how you react to emotion. Staying here for a moment, this is how he reacts to his own emotions, by fighting it. Almost literally, he's having an argument with death, telling it to come for him. All of the things before have been building blocks to the character for him to have these kind of emotional moments. But notice he's not balled up on the floor crying like a child. He's yelling out of the window. He's still trying to keep that manly exterior, which makes sense with the character that has been shown throughout the film. Going back to the scene that I put a pin in, look how he reacts to Viola Davis's emotion.
Take and don't give.
Troy,
You say I take and don't
Troy,
give.
you hurt my arm like...
He gets physical, he gets more masculine. And then when his son comes out to defend his mother, he tries to assert his dominance over his child. You see, all four of these elements, the character, the characterization, the emotion, and the reaction to emotion, build a fully rounded character. But more importantly, it creates consistency in the person that we are seeing on screen, which is important for us to believe who they are. A lot of people misunderstand and think that a character has to be naturalistic or realistic in order for the performance to be good, and that's not true. We just have to believe them as an audience. So if an actor can get us to believe whatever it is they're doing on screen, whether it be something as wild and crazy as Jack Nicholson's performance in The Shining, or something as emotionally refined as Meryl Streep's performance in Sophie's Choice, if the audience believes it, then it's real. Having these things creates consistently for the audience to believe. Now, if you like this video, make sure you give me a follow, but also leave a comment if you want to see me break down more acting performances in the future. Also, let me know whose performance you want to see me break down. Oh, and also, if you like this content, you should really support me on Patreon. I just launched it, and it has a lot of cool things on it, such as being able to vote on our Monday Movie Club movie, which is coming back shortly. Only this time, we'll be doing it together. It'll be a live stream on Twitch where I'll be watching the movie along with you and we can discuss it live. And if you're a patron, you'll be able to vote on which movie we'll watch that Monday. Also, there are options to have personal chats with me, to have a Discord, to have all different kinds of things. So check out my Patreon, either here or in the bio, and make sure you're supporting. Peace.